In 1965, Congress created a Social Security exemption for qualifying self-employed members of certain religious groups, and the required form waives rights to Social Security and Medicare benefits. They did it on purpose. In 1965, Congress created a tax exemption for qualifying members of certain religious sects, including the Amish, who conscientiously oppose accepting benefits from private or public insurance and provide for dependent members. Not a loophole, not a scam, not a tax dodge anyone in Washington resented. They walked away from the safety net because they had built a better one that runs today with no premiums, no claims department, and almost no paperwork at all. Almost everything you picture about the Amish and money is wrong. Number 25 is a program that pays hospital bills with no offices and no salaried staff. Number 9 is the reason a bank will hand them a loan with no insurance on the house. And number 1 is not a rule at all. It is the single idea that made every other rule possible. Hit subscribe, because what you are about to hear is not the quaint backward Amish the postcards sold you. Let us count down. Number 25, they carry no commercial insurance of any kind. The tidy picture says a religious group like this must be uninsured and one bad harvest from ruin. The record says the opposite. Amish communities generally do not buy commercial insurance and rely on church and community support in difficult circumstances. Where you and your neighbors each send money to a distant company that keeps a cut, they keep the money in the district and send it straight to whoever is hurting. The insurance still exists. It just has no shareholders. Number 24, the barn raising. The image is a charming folk custom, a day of hammers and pie, something from a movie. The reality is a disaster recovery system. Barn raisings are a traditional Amish practice in which friends, family, and neighbors come together to construct a barn quickly. The frame that would take a contractor weeks goes up fast. It is the wood frame structure that usually goes up in a day. No adjuster, no deductible, no waiting. Number 23, the raising is not free labor traded blindly. It is insurance you pay in advance with your own hands. The pretty version says it is pure charity. The truer version is shrewder. When Amish members face major needs, church and community support are used to help meet expenses. And the family that receives help knows the debt is real, just not the kind a bank tracks. When the next barn burns, they show up. Every man swinging a hammer is paying his own premium in sweat into a fund he may draw on someday. Number 22. Hiring Amish crews costs less precisely because they carry no insurance. The nostalgia says it is old-fashioned thrift. The record is blunter. Amish contractors may cost less, in part because they do not participate in Social Security and may not carry commercial insurance. The whole apparatus of liability that inflates every English contractor's bill simply is not there. Around here, they are very inexpensive compared to licensed, insured contractors, and it is hard not to look harder at their price. Number 21, no debt, ever, if it can be avoided. The picture is of people too simple for modern credit. The truth is a discipline most millionaires would envy. Debt is considered a particularly serious moral weakness in many Amish circles, which helps keep them out of debt, and taking on a mortgage is rare. A home paid off is a home that can never be foreclosed. Consider the difference over a lifetime. A family that carries a 30-year mortgage pays for the house twice, once in principal and again in interest. The Amish family that pays cash pays once. That gap is the down payment on the next generation's farm. Number 20, they pay off what they do, borrow astonishingly fast. The image says a farmhouse must take a lifetime to own. The record says otherwise. Many young Amish families work long, hard hours. and sacrifice many things to pay off their property quickly. Killing a loan early is not a small edge. On a long mortgage, the interest alone can rival the price of the house. Retiring the loan in a fraction of the time can save more than the home originally cost, money that never leaves the family and never reaches a bank. Number 19, when they do borrow, they borrow from each other. The stereotype says they are cut off from real finance. The reality is a private lending system that undercuts every bank. Amish communities may support one another through private lending and mutual aid. The interest, if there is any, stays inside the community. The bank's spread, the difference between what it pays savers and charges borrowers, simply vanishes. Number 18, the loans get repaid without collateral because the church is the collateral. The pretty story is one of pure trust. The sharper truth is social pressure that works better than a lien. They know that if the loan is not repaid, the church will put pressure on the family to make it right, and that most young Amish families will work long, hard hours and sacrifice many things to pay their property off quickly. A bank needs lawyers and a repossession department. The district needs only the certainty that everyone is watching. Number 17, a bank will lend to them with no homeowner's insurance at all because the community stands behind the house. The image says no lender would touch an uninsured house. The record from the community itself says otherwise. Amish communities generally do not buy commercial insurance and rely on church and community support in difficult circumstances. Think about what that does. It replaces an entire insurance industry with a community that has never failed to rebuild. Number 16, children's paychecks come home. The nostalgia says large families are simply a burden to feed. The record says they are a working household economy. As children of the home grow older and begin to work outside the home, they contribute to the family. The money does not disappear into the young worker's own spending. A young worker with few expenses and a social network to catch them can build a large sum of cash quickly. Number 15, they pay cash and pay it on time. The image is of people who avoid banks out of fear. The truth is a moral code around money that most of us have lost. Amish communities generally prefer cash purchases and timely payment. Paying cash strips out interest, late fees, and the compounding trap that quietly drains a modern household. Number 14, they buy staples carefully and waste nothing. The picture is a simple pantry. The reality is a purchasing strategy. Amish culture emphasizes simplicity and frugality in the household. Planning purchases, rather than daily impulse runs, is where the impulse purchases die. Estimates of the total savings from these habits are not small. Frugal Amish habits could realistically save a family thousands of dollars a year. Number 13, want versus need is taught early. The image is of joyless denial. The record is closer to financial literacy started in childhood. Amish culture emphasizes simplicity and frugality. A child who learns the difference between a want and a need early will not be talked into a store credit card at 22. Number 12, they repair rather than replace. The nostalgia says they simply cannot afford new things. The reality is a philosophy that treats waste itself as the enemy. Frugality and resourcefulness is a way of life. Clothing worn beyond use is cut for rags, and broken tools are fixed before the thought of being discarded enters the conversation. Every tool mended is a tool not rebought. Over a lifetime, that is thousands of dollars that never had to be earned twice. Number 11, they grow and preserve their own food. The picture is of quaint canning jars on a shelf. The record is a grocery bill cut to a fraction. Many Amish families raise gardens, fruit trees, and livestock, then preserve harvests through canning, drying, or freezing for year-round use. A well-stocked pantry is a source of pride and security. A pantry filled from the family's own garden lands them well under what a comparable family spends at the store. Number 10, they live off the grid, and the electric bill never comes. The image is romantic candlelight. The reality is a line item most families never question, simply erased. Many Amish communities avoid grid electricity, and phone use varies by district. No power bill, and for many families, no data plan or streaming subscription, a stack of monthly charges that, for the rest of us, quietly totals thousands a year. Number 9, formal medical aid plans that work like insurance without being insurance. The stereotype says they refuse all organized care. The record shows a sophisticated system. The Amish famously do not use commercial health insurance, relying on their churches when the need is great. And while a pass-the-hat approach was more common in the past, numerous communities now have formalized mutual aid programs. In one referenced Ohio Amish plan, the arithmetic is plain. It reportedly cost about $90 to $110 a month per member to participate, what is called a self-pay model, a fraction of what a commercial policy costs. Number 8, they negotiate their own hospital prices and win. The picture is of people at the mercy of a bill. The record flips it. Hospitals may negotiate lower prices with Amish patients because they often receive rapid cash payment and do not need to process insurance claims. No health insurance papers to file, no waiting for the insurance company to process the claim. Speed is their bargaining chip, and it buys real discounts. Number 7, the aid plans run on almost no overhead. The image is of a crude, informal fund. The reality shames the professionals. Amish mutual aid programs are commonly described as low overhead and volunteer run. Every dollar not spent on an office and an underwriter is a dollar left to pay for care. Number 6, neighbors cover what a member cannot. The nostalgia says charity is unpredictable. The record shows real structure. When Amish members face major needs, church and community support are used to help meet expenses, and those unable to pay often rely on alms from their congregation. It is the same purpose a commercial policy serves, run by volunteers who take no cut. Number 5, Almes, the oldest layer, a tithe that becomes a safety net. The picture is a collection plate. The record is a functioning welfare fund. Alms are church offerings used to help members in need. The genius is that the giving happens before anyone is sick. The fund is already there when the need arrives. Number 4, when a bill is catastrophic, the benefit auction. The image is a folksy country sale. The record is emergency fundraising at scale. Amish communities may negotiate hospital prices and use church aid and benefit auctions to help raise funds for members facing large bills. A single Saturday can retire a bill that would bankrupt an English family. Number 3, they never sue their doctors, and that quietly lowers the price of their care. The stereotype says they are simply passive patients. The reality is a deliberate trade. The Amish never sue doctors. Doctors around Amish country know this and give them the medically indicated level of care instead of practicing defensive medicine. Defensive medicine, the extra tests ordered only to guard against lawsuits, is one of the hidden engines of American medical cost. By formally promising never to sue, the Amish switch that engine off. Number 2, they refuse the government safety net so completely that the refusal is written into federal law. The image is of freeloaders. The record is the exact opposite. Since they do not participate in Social Security, unemployment insurance, or welfare programs, they rely on their church community support system. Congress exempted qualifying Amish members because the law requires sects to provide for their dependent members and to object to accepting private or public insurance benefits. They gave up the check because they had already built the thing the check was meant to replace. Here is the challenge. Before I tell you number one, look back at the 24 you just heard. The no insurance rule, the barn raising, the loans between neighbors, the aid plan with no offices. Ask yourself what they were really for. Not the low bill, not the paid-off farm, something underneath all of it. Number one, the single idea that made every other rule possible. The community is the insurance company, the bank, and the safety net, all three at once. Every practice on this list is one expression of that one belief. According to Amish scholar Donald Craybill, the basic religious reason is that the church community should take care of its own members in disasters and medical crises. That is why they can waive off the insurance company, the underwriter, and the government all at once. They replace the institutions with each other. The premium is presence. The payout is showing up. And it has never gone bankrupt because it was never built to make anyone a profit. Tell me which of these your own family already does in the comments. The paid-off house, the money loaned to a cousin, the neighbors who showed up when someone got sick. I want to know whether you think a community can still be a bank and an insurance company the way theirs is, or whether we quietly traded all of that away for a monthly premium, a claims department, and a phone number that puts us on hold.